Welcome to Lento English. Ready to level up your English? Here we learn through stories, slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
One introduction. Indonesia is a country with many islands. It made a very big decision about its capital city. The capital city is the main city of a country. It is where the government is. The old capital city is called Jakarta. Jakarta is a very large city on the island of Java. Jakarta has been the capital for a long time. But today, Jakarta has very big problems. One of the biggest problems is that Jakarta is sinking. The city is slowly going down into the ground. This happens because people take too much water from under the ground. When the ground loses water, it becomes lower. Also, the sea level is getting higher. Because Jakarta is sinking and the sea is rising, water can come into the city easily. This causes many floods. Floods make life very difficult. Roads are blocked and houses can be damaged by water. Some parts of the city are already below the level of the sea. Another major problem is that too many people live in Jakarta. Millions of people live in the city and the area around it. This makes everything very crowded. There are too many cars on the roads. The traffic is extremely bad every day. People spend many hours stuck in traffic. This wastes time and makes people tired. It is difficult to move around the city quickly. With so many cars and also factories, the air in Jakarta is not clean. It is full of pollution. The water in the rivers is also dirty. Breathing polluted air and being near dirty water can make people sick. Pollution is a serious health problem in Jakarta. Living in a very polluted city is not good for people's health over time. These problems make it hard for Jakarta to be a good capital city for the future. The country needs a capital that is safe, clean, and works well for everyone. Because of these difficulties, Indonesia decided on a new plan. The plan is to build a completely new capital city in a different place. The government will move from Jakarta to this new city. This is a huge and very important project for Indonesia. It shows that the country wants a new start and a better future, not just for Jakarta, but for the whole country. Moving the capital is a way to try and solve some of these big problems. In this book, you will learn more about this big story. We will explain in more detail why Jakarta has these problems, like sinking and traffic. We will tell you about the new city, its name, and where it is located. We will also talk about the plans to make the new city modern and good for the environment. Finally, we will look at the challenges of building such a big city. It is an interesting story about a country trying to build a better future. 2. A sinking city. Jakarta is a very big city, but it has many problems. One of the biggest problems is that the city is going down. It is sinking into the ground. Large parts of Jakarta are now lower than the water in the sea. This happens because people take too much water from under the ground. They use this water for drinking and for their homes every day. When they take a lot of water from under the city, the ground becomes empty and goes down. This makes the city sink. At the same time, the water in the sea is getting higher. This is happening because of changes to the world's weather. When the city is low and the sea is high, the water can come into the city very easily. This causes floods. Floods happen very often in Jakarta. The water comes into the streets and into people's houses. This makes daily life very difficult for the people who live there. When there are floods, cars cannot drive on the roads. Children cannot go to school. People cannot go to their jobs. The water can stay for a long time and make everything wet and dirty. These floods cost a lot of money because they damage buildings and roads. Some people who study the city say that a big part of Jakarta could be underwater in the future. They think that maybe 1/3 of the city could be under the sea by the year 2050 if things do not change. This problem of the city sinking is a very serious one. 3. Too many people. Jakarta is a very big city. Many people live here. In the city itself, there are more than 10 million people. If you look at the area around the city too, there are more than 30 million people living there. This is a very large number of people for one place. When there are so many people, it makes many things difficult. One big problem is moving around the city. There are too many cars on the roads. Every day the traffic is very bad. Cars move very slowly. People must spend a long time in their cars or on buses just to go a short distance. Going to work or going home can take many hours. This slow traffic makes life hard for everyone. The large number of cars is also bad for the air. Cars make the air dirty. Factories in the city also make the air dirty. When the air is not clean, it is called pollution. Jakarta has a lot of air pollution. Breathing dirty air is not good for people. It can make them sick. Many people in Jakarta have health problems because the air is not clean. Water is also a problem. The rivers in Jakarta are not clean. They are very dirty. Rubbish from the city goes into the rivers. Factories also put dirty water into the rivers. This makes the water very polluted. People cannot use this river water. Dirty water is also bad for people's health and for the animals and plants that live in or near the water. So, having too many people in one place with too many cars and factories creates big problems. There is bad traffic, dirty air, and dirty water. These problems make life difficult and can make people unhealthy. It is another reason why living in Jakarta is hard for many people. 4. An unfair country. Indonesia is a very big country. It is made up of thousands of islands. People live on many of these islands, but life is very different from one island to another. For many years, one island has been much more important than all the others. This island is called Java. The old capital city, Jakarta, is on Java. Because the capital was there for so long, many important things came to Java and stayed there. Most of the country's money is made on Java. Most big companies have their main offices on Java. Many important government buildings are on Java. Many good universities, schools, and hospitals are on Java too. This creates a big problem for the people living on the other islands. They do not have the same chances in life as people on Java. It is much harder for them to find good jobs near their homes. If they want to study at a good university or get special medical help, they often have to travel very far to Java. It is also harder for new businesses to start and grow on their islands because the money and support are mostly far away on Java. The roads, schools, and hospitals on islands far from Java are often not as good as the ones on Java. Money and development are not spread out evenly across the country. They are mostly in one place on Java. This makes the country feel unfair to many people who live away from this main island. The government saw this problem clearly. They understood that having almost everything important concentrated on just one island was not good for the whole country in the future. They wanted to help the other islands develop more. They wanted to bring more jobs, more investment, and better services to different parts of Indonesia. They wanted opportunities to be closer to where people live, across the whole country. Moving the capital city is a very important step to try and fix this unfairness. By building the new capital somewhere else away from Java, the government hopes to start a new focus for the country. They want to show that other islands are just as important. The new capital is planned to be a new center for the country. It is being built on a different island, on Borneo. This island is more central for the whole archipelago of Indonesia. The idea is that the new capital will help spread development and wealth more fairly. It will bring government jobs and attention to a new area. This can help encourage businesses and people to move and invest in other parts of Indonesia, not just Java. It is a big plan to make Indonesia a more balanced country for all its people, no matter which island they live on. The move is not only about fixing Jakarta's problems. It is also very much about making the country's growth and opportunities more equal for everyone. This desire for a fairer country is a very important reason why the capital is moving. It is about changing the balance for the future of Indonesia and its thousands of islands. 5. A new place to start. Indonesia needed a new capital city. The government looked for a different place. They chose a place far from the old capital. This new place is on a different island. It is on the big island of Borneo. The part of Borneo in Indonesia is called Kalimantan. The new capital is in East Kalimantan. The name of the new city is Nusantara. This name is special. It means archipelago. Indonesia is a country with many islands like an archipelago. So the name Nusantara shows that the new capital is for all the islands and all the people of Indonesia. It is not just for one island. Why did they choose this place in East Kalimantan? There are important reasons. One big reason is safety. The old capital, Jakarta, has problems with natural disasters. It is not a very safe place from things like earthquakes, tsunamis, or volcanoes. But the place in East Kalimantan is much safer. It is in a part of Indonesia that does not often have strong earthquakes. It is also far from the sea, so tsunamis are not a big danger here. There are no active volcanoes nearby either. So building the capital here gives the government and the people a safer place to live and work. Choosing this new place also means they can build a city from the beginning. They can plan everything carefully. The idea is to make a very modern city. They want it to use new technology. They also have a big plan to make it a green city. This means it will be good for nature and the environment. Building a city from zero is a big chance. It is a chance to make a city for the future, a city that is safe, modern, and works well for the country. Nusantara is planned to be this new kind of city. It is a new place to start for Indonesia. 6. A green city for the future. The new capital city, Nusantara, has a very big dream. The idea is to build a city that is good for people and good for the earth. It is called a sustainable forest city. This means the city will work together with nature. The plan is to have many green areas. There will be parks and trees everywhere in the city. They want to protect the forests around the city too. This makes the city look nice and helps the environment. Having lots of green spaces helps keep the air clean. It also helps manage water and gives places for people to relax and enjoy nature. Moving around the city will be different too. The plan is for most people to use public transport. This means using buses or trains more often. There will also be special paths for people to walk and ride bikes safely. This is good because it means fewer cars on the roads. Fewer cars mean less traffic and less dirty air. It is a plan for clean ways to travel. Nusantara will also use clean energy. This is energy that does not make the air dirty. They want to use power from things like the sun or wind. Using clean energy is important for a sustainable city. It helps protect the planet for the future. New technology will be used to help the city work well. This can include smart systems for transport or managing energy. It is about using modern ideas to make the city run smoothly. The big dream for Nusantara is to build a city that is modern and uses technology, but also lives in harmony with nature. It is a plan for a green city with clean air, easy transport, and lots of nature. This is the vision for Nusantara, a sustainable city for the future of Indonesia. 7. Building a big dream. Building a new city from the very beginning is a very big and difficult job. It is not easy to start with an empty area and build everything that a city needs. It takes a lot of careful planning. It also needs many thousands of people working together. The plan for building the new capital city, Nusantara, is a very large project. It is a huge task to build a whole city from nothing in a new place. They will build the city step by step. This means they will not build everything at the same time. The plan is to build the city in different parts. These parts are called phases. Building in phases helps to manage such a large and complex job. The first phase is very important. This phase focuses on building the most important buildings for the government. This includes the main office for the president, sometimes called a palace. It also includes offices for all the different government departments and ministers. These buildings need to be ready first so that the government can start moving from the old capital. Building a whole city costs a lot of money. It needs money for materials like steel and concrete. It needs money for machines and for paying the workers. The cost for this new capital city is very, very high. People say it will cost around $35 billion. This is a very large amount of money for any country. The government will give some money for the building work, but the government cannot pay for everything alone. Most of the money for the new city must come from other places. Companies will play a big role in paying for and building the city. Some companies will work together with the government in special agreements. This is often called a partnership. Other companies will invest their own money directly into the project. These companies can be from Indonesia. They can also be big companies from other countries around the world who want to help build or do business in the new city. Getting enough money from many different companies is a big part of making the dream of the new city real. Building is not just government offices. It is also building roads, bridges, parks, and places for people to live, like houses and apartments. It means building places to shop, schools for children, and hospitals. Everything a city needs must be built. This work takes a very long time. The plan is that the city will be completely finished around the year 2045. That is many years in the future. So building this new capital is a very long journey. It is a huge project that needs a lot of effort, a lot of money, and many years to complete. It is a big dream that is slowly being built, step by step, over a long time. 8. Big hopes and big worries. Building a completely new city is a very big job. It is a project with many hopes for the future of Indonesia. People hope for a better, fairer country. They hope for a modern city that is good for nature. But with such a big plan, there are also big worries. One of the biggest worries is about money. Building Nusantara costs a very, very large amount of money. It costs billions of dollars. The government plans to pay some money, but they need a lot of money from private companies and investors. Getting this money is not easy. It is a difficult thing to do. If the money does not come, building the city will be hard. Another big worry is about the environment. The new city is in East Kalimantan on the island of Borneo. This area has beautiful rainforests. Many different animals live there, including special animals like orangutans. People who care about nature are worried. They think building the city will hurt the rainforests and the animals that live there. They want the government to protect nature while they build. There is also a worry about the city itself. Nusantara is being built from nothing. It will have many new buildings, but will people want to live there? Will it feel like a real city, a place with life and energy? Some new cities in the world that were built fast feel empty. People worry that Nusantara might be like this. A city needs people to make it a home. So, the story of Indonesia's new capital has two sides. There are big hopes for a fresh start and a brighter future for the country. People hope this move will solve old problems and make Indonesia stronger and fairer. But there are also big worries about the money, the environment, and if the new city will truly work as a home for people. It is a long and important story for Indonesia's future.